Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone's had a great week. I certainly have. I'm really happy that everyone's joining me tonight. I've got a really exciting collection to show you, and I'm going to be doing it a little different tonight. But before I get into that, just want to welcome you out. My name is Julie Brown. I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and I'm so happy to have you here tonight. So let me go ahead and do some housekeeping really quick. For those of you that are new to this, please, if you're here, type in the comments and let me know you're here. Also, if, oh, I'm sorry. Also, if you have a question during this, just type in your question and hopefully I will look up long enough to see it. I've got a lot to cover tonight, so I do kind of want to get started pretty close to on time. Real quick, let me just do some housekeeping with my hostess code for the month. So this is March's hostess code. So if you do place an order that is under $150 with me, please use that hostess code. And you can order at juliebrown.stampinup.net. And the most important thing for you guys tonight is to write down that blog address, which is stampinjuliebrown.blogspot.com. And I will explain why that is important in just a few minutes. So I'm going to leave that up for just a second so that you guys can write that down. But all of you are going to definitely want to go to my blog sometime this week, and it is stampinjuliebrown.blogspot.com. And I am going to explain why that is so going to be so important in just a few minutes. All righty. So tonight, I have, and let me just put it up, even though it's going to be across my face, we're going to be talking about this beautiful, beautiful Butterfly Bouquet Collection. This is an early release, and so it is available starting today through May 3rd. And if you don't know what an early release is, that's when Stampin' Up! Has stuff that's coming out in their new catalog, and they're letting us have it early. And I know I heard from a lot of people when we found out it was butterflies, they were like, oh my gosh, I have so many butterflies. But I hate to break it to you, you're going to want this one as well, because this is an amazing collection and all of the stuff that you can do with this is unbelievable. So let's look at the collection really quick. Let me get this out of the way and here. So in this collection, and you can buy these things separately. So I'm going to put up the oh my goodness, I can't talk tonight. The item numbers as I'm going through this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the stamp set and the dies. And these are a bundle. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are a ton of dies. There's some detailed butterfly dies. And then look at this one. It's one piece. Hey, Mel. This is a one-piece die, and then it also has these all the rest of them are standalone dies. And so this is it is called the Butterfly Brilliance Bundle, and that's the stamp set and the dies. But then Stampin' Up! Put it as a whole collection. So the collection includes everything that you see here. And so this is the number for the entire collection, which means you would get the stamp set, the dies, the designer series paper, and then we're going to talk about this specialty paper. So let's talk about the paper real quick. Let me move these dies out of the way. We're going to be using them in just a sec. So this designer series paper, it comes, they're double-sided. So I have one of each paper. Hey, Brenda. So this is the front side and this is the back side. And what's cool is you're going to get 48 papers in this. Okay, let me move this because this is this that I'm talking about. It's the Butterfly BIJOU Designer Series paper. So there's the front and back of that one. And then the next design is this is the front, that's the back. Next design, front and back. Really pretty. Wait till you see what you can do with these. You guys are gonna just, oh my goodness. And then this is the front, that's the back. And we have front and back. And front and back. And you are going to, hey, Sue, welcome. So you're going to get, for this one, it comes with 48 pieces of paper. And hey, Shanine, yes, it's Happy Tuesday. So the designer series paper, there's 48 pieces and there's 8 of each design. So lots of paper. And then this is, it's called a Natural Touch specialty paper. It is 12 by 12, but I've used some of it. And this is like really thin, but it's such a cool paper. So you guys are going to get to see all of this tonight. And so I am doing this a little bit different tonight. You guys are probably going to be a little freaked out, but just stick with me. So what I've decided to do tonight is I am going to do a card, but there is so much that you can do with this set that I'm just going to show you some real quick. I'm just going to kind of show you the different ways that you can stamp it, the different ways you can cut it out. So that you guys get an overall idea. Then I'm going to show you like 5 or 6 cards at the end. Plus we're going to make a card. So I got to go fast, right? Okay, here we go. All right. So let me explain, because a lot of people, when they look at this, they think, oh my goodness, this is one solid stamp. Now, I did have one demonstrator that said she had a customer that bought 2 of the stamps, or is buying 2 of the stamps, and she's going to cut them apart, one apart, and leave one solid. I don't think you need to do that, but whatever floats her boat, right? Okay, so I have found that one of the best ways, of course, to use this is to use our Stamparatus with it. So let me get some paper. Oh my goodness, I didn't get the paper. So I have found that you need to cut, let me bring my cutter in because I didn't cut the paper. You need to cut a 5 by 6 piece of paper for this. Now, the one thing that you probably noticed is that this stamp set does not have any sentiments on it. And so the other one I'm going to show you tonight, ding, 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 you guys are getting an extra tonight, is we're going to look at this mini messages, which I've already stamped. And then I'm going to show you how to line up the dies to cut it out. Wait till you see this one. So these are kind of our 2 unique stamp sets. So yeah, and everybody's been a little confused on how to use them. Okay, so the best way that I have found to do this is I'm just going to line this up. And oh, these magnets are so strong. Let me get that on there. And then I'm just going to take that stamp. And like I said, I have found that it works best to stamp it on a 5 by 6 Whisper White, or you'll see me stamp it another way in just a second. I know, I've got so much to show you, it's crazy. I started playing with this thing and it just went nutsoid. So I told all of you guys to write down my blog because you're going to want to check out my blog, and I'll tell you why. It's a secret right now, but I'll share it with you in just a little bit. Okay, so basically I'm just going to take black Memento ink and I am just going to ink up the stamp. And for those of you that are new, and this is called the Stamparatus, and what this does is it really helps you get a good image. I don't know if you've ever stamped and not gotten, like, stamped it all the way or stamped it the way you like it. What's nice about the Stamparatus is, and I'll do it wrong. So, like, see how I didn't get the whole thing? What's nice is because it's already positioned, you can just place it right back down. And then if you didn't get ink somewhere, it allows you to re-ink it. Okay, so see over here? I didn't get that. So I can go back in and put my pressure. Isn't that cool? I love the Stamparatus. Makes stamping so, so easy. Okay, so we're going to do that. And, oh gosh, I forgot to go. Hopefully I have a wet chamois. And yes, I still have my same nails on. Last week I had these nails on as well. And yes, it matches the original color of the chamois. Not once I start using them, because, you know, that's how we clean our stamps. I'm actually going to do all the stamping first because I just want to show you some different ways to use this stamp. So one is to stamp it on white cardstock, and then I'm going to show you some different things on that. The other thing is to bring in one of the designer series papers, and we're just going to stick this in here, and we're going to stamp this image right on, and then of course it has a die that's going to cut these out for us. Let me just make sure I've got that lined up correctly. Yep. So again, I guess I should have left the ink on there, huh? Oh my goodness. I'm just excited about this stamp set, guys. A lot of times we look at these big stamp sets and we're just not sure, gosh, would I really use it and how can I use it? I am going to show you all the ways that you can use it tonight. So then you can take it and stamp it. And I may have been a little not quite lined up. Oh, good. It's stamped, yes. So we're going to stamp that on there. Oh, this. Anytime where the magnets are, if you've got to put the magnets close. So look at that. And guys, you don't have to do any coloring, right? I'm going to show you the dies will just cut that out. And then I've already got those butterflies that are colored. Woohoo! Right? You guys know me. I'm all about the easy button. The easier, the better for me. So I think that's all I needed for the, yeah. Let's see. Okay. So then I'm going to show you some different ways to color these butterflies once you've stamped them on white. Oh, and the other one you can stamp it on is, like I stamped it on that one. I also have stamped it on this one. And then, or no, not stamped it on, oh, never mind. I'll show you that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting too excited. Hold on. It's like blah, 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 blah. Can you tell when I'm excited I start to talk faster? Okay, so we've got this, and I'm going to bring in the one that I'm going to be doing the card with because I colored this one with blends. But as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, look how pretty those butterflies came out because I really like mixed up colors to do this. So I'm going to show you with this one how I did that. And so I made it easy for myself because on the back of the packet of paper, when you get paper, I don't know if I can get this close enough, it tells you all of the colors that coordinate with the paper. And so I looked at these and I thought, oh, okay, well, we've got Poppy Parade and then we've got Petal Pink in here as well. Or maybe we don't. Oh, it's Blushing Bride, but I used Petal Pink. So I wanted to use the Poppy Parade. Oh, wait, I'm lying. Don't listen to me. Yes, I did want to use the, oh, well, I'm going to do it a different way. Instead of the Poppy Parade, but what I was trying to tell you is that when you're trying to work with your blends and your paper will always tell you what you're matching it up with. And I remember why I'm using different colors here because I'm using a different designer series paper on this one. So I want to show you, so what I'm doing is I've got the light cherry cobbler, and then I have the dark and the light petal pinks. And I want to show you how, and let me get closer. This is just a really cool blending technique where you can use different, you know, sometimes we think we just have to stick with the same colors because they do give them to us in a light and a dark. But we are going to show you how you can use different colors. And I'm probably just gonna, well, no, I guess I'll do both sides of this because I'm gonna be cutting it out. So then I'm coming in with the dark petal pink. And as I've told you guys before, the trick to getting good blending is it's all about saturation. It's about getting it really wet. You really want to see it bleeds. See, look at all the other ones I did. They're really bleeding through the back. And that's what you want to see. So I am just going to sit here until it's really saturated between the two colors. And I don't know if you guys can see it, how it's starting. Let me get it closer. So see how it's starting to lighten this color and blend it? So that's what it does when you work with these. So I am just going to, and I think I might just do one side of this butterfly because this is just me wanting to show you how, I've got so many different ways to show you how to use this set tonight. Now the cool thing is once you stamp it, the die, there's one big die that will cut all of these butterflies out together. So kind of cool. So I'm just going to continue to work with this until those two colors start to blend together. Stretching out. Notice how I'm like going farther out. And I keep going back over. Now the one thing you will need to be careful of is when you're mixing colors, you always want to kind of take your Stampin' Blend. Here, let me move this and just kind of make sure you're getting off all of the darker color. Now I'm going to come in with the light petal pink, and I'm going to do the same thing, working from the dark petal pink out. But then what I'm going to do, once I get this all filled in, and you kind of notice me already doing it, is I'm actually going to go back and go over all of this with this light. And again, I'm pulling some of that Poppy Parade out and getting it blended. I think I need to do the other side of the butterfly just to make it. Are you guys okay watching me color? Yay! Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over. Oh, I keep saying Poppy Parade. This is Cherry Cobbler. Sorry. And so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come in with the Cherry Cobbler. So no one's answering me if you're okay watching me color. If you're already bored, let me know and I'll move on to the next one. All right, so again, I'm just putting a light bit there. And notice how dark it is when you first get started. And then I'm going to come in with the dark petal pink. And again, saturate, saturate, saturate. It's not about pushing hard. It's about getting it very wet so that it will blend. These are alcohol-based markers for those of you that don't know what they are. Stampin' Up! Has come out with them. They're called Stampin' Blends. And it just really helps you to color and blend, as you can see. I really like these. Before Stampin' Up! Came out with these, I actually had taken a Copic coloring class, and I had used Copic markers, and those are pretty expensive markers, but I really love the Stampin' Up! Stampin' Blends. They've done a really good job with these. Okay, so that was the dark petal pink. Now I'm going to come in. Oh, thank you, Shanine. You like to watch me color. Okay, so now I'm coming in with the light one. Well, and hopefully it's just kind of, you know, teaching you guys to be bold and be brave and just try mixing some colors together and see what you think. I'm going to tell you in just a second all the colors I used here for all of these butterflies so that you guys can see. I really just brought in some different colors. Okay. So I think I'm liking that. So let me bring it closer. So what do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you really quick kind of what I did with these. So these two right here, I actually used the light Misty Moonlight with the Pool Party. So the light and dark Pool Party. So that's Misty Moonlight and the Pool Party. And then this one right here is the Dark Poppy Parade, and along with the Flirty Flamingo combo. So the Dark Poppy Parade is in the middle, and then the Flirty Flamingo is what I went out with. I just wanted to share this with you just in case you liked these colors. So the green down here is Dark Call Me Clover, or you could use Shaded Spruce or any of those, and then the Granny Apple Green went with those. And then this yellow guy up here was Pumpkin Pie. So it was Dark Pumpkin Pie in the middle, and then the Daffodil Delight combos to go out on the wings. So yes, fun stuff. All right. And then what I did here in the middle of these butterflies, you can notice they're darker. So I just came in with the dark smoky slate. And I just colored in the body because I wanted it to be darker. All right. So there you go. So that's one way to use this stamp set. Okay. So now we're going to be using these on a card in just a little bit. But I want to talk to you. I think I'm going to have to move you guys out just a little bit for this one. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our blending brushes. Whoop, whoop. And I'm going to use Magenta Madness, which, yes, I know it's really dark, but we're going to bring it in anyway. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to have my Magenta Madness, and I am going to have, was it Mango Melody? Yeah, Mango Melody. And I think I'm just going to show you one of these. And then we're going to come in with Bermuda Bay for this one. All right. So I'm going to start with my lightest one. And so I'm just going to, I just tap on it. And then I'm just going to start covering the butterfly. Now you might just like it with one color because it does shade a lot. And so you might be okay. Once you get just that one shade on there, because I want to show you how pretty it is just doing that. Let me bring that closer. I mean, that's a pretty butterfly without doing anything else. So let me get that on there good. I want to get a good Mango Melody base there. Okay, so then I'm going to come in with my Magenta Madness. Same thing is then I'm just going to come in and place a little bit of that color on there as well. And I'm going to kind of just stay on the top part of this butterfly with this. I love these blending brushes. If you guys haven't looked into these, oh my goodness. All right. And then I'm going to come in with my Bermuda Bay. I always kind of start off just in case it's kind of, I inked it a little too heavy. All right. And now it looks a little messy now, but just imagine this cut out, right? It's not going to have all of this around the edge, but it's going to be cut out and it's going to look beautiful, right? Do you guys like it? So see how you can color them also using the blending brushes. Now, I saw one lady that kind of started coloring it, and once she got it all colored, she liked the whole paper. And she ended up cutting it down and using it as like the background paper. She just left it like this because let me kind of show you, like let me color this one and let me show you really quick what it does, because it really makes the paper or the white, it does kind of make it into a, her intention was just to cut these out, but then when she saw what it looked like, she really liked it. So see how it kind of fills in between each of the butterflies. Okay, so then we'll do Magenta Madness. And the nice thing about the blending brushes is even if you do come in a little heavy, it blends it out pretty easily. And I'm just going to do this corner really quick because I want you to see kind of what she was thinking once she got it put together. But do you see how that's making a really pretty like background paper if you had it all colored like that? But aren't those pretty? All right, so you can blend it. You can also use markers. I use Stampin' Blends because we have Stampin' Right markers. Or you can stamp it onto a colored designer series paper. So now I'm going to show you how it cuts out so that you can get an idea of the different ways that you can use this with the dies, because there's some standalone dies and some that the standalone dies are the ones that cut out butterflies on their own without you having to stamp them. So I'm not going to cut this one out because I'm going to finish this later. Okay, so let me show you these two. Let me bring in my cutter, and I'll probably have to move the camera out so that you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Whoops, here we go. Okay. So, like I said, it has the dies. So it has this big die that cuts out exactly what's stamped. And then it has these detailed dies, which I've already cut some of these out so I can show you those so you won't have to watch me cut out. But these are standalone. And so I'll show you those in just a second. So, but I want to show you how this works. So you stick it on here and you're going to line it up. It does take a little bit to get lined up because all of these butterflies are kind of at different angles. So you kind of have to get your angles right when you get it. I kind of line it up based on the antennas. Once I have the antennas looking good, then it usually runs through just fine. Okay, so I'm just going to run this through. I mean, the great thing about this is especially this one, guys, all I did was stamp on this, right? I just found some cool paper and I stamped on it and my butterflies are done. Ta-da! So look at these. Aren't those cool? How fun. And look at that one's like, isn't this, so, I mean, how easy is that to put a card together with these butterflies? Because I just basically stamped these on designer series paper. So there's that one. And then there's that one. All right. So let me move these off to the side. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to cut out, and the only reason I'm cutting this one out is because I need this one for my card that I'm putting together in just a little bit. Alrighty. So again, I mean, those butterflies look pretty just on that paper. And again, you could have just cut that paper down and used it as background paper. You know, or do what I'm doing and cut them out. And even if you're not going to use all of the butterflies, I mean, just think about that. One night while you're sitting and watching TV, you can be sitting and coloring butterflies. And then all you got to do is go cut them out because there's a die cut to cut these out. All right, let me throw those. Now, one other thing that this die does, because you know, Stampin' Up doesn't come out with designer series paper usually that the die doesn't fit. So this is the designer series paper, and yes, this die will cut this out. Cut it out, right? How awesome is this, guys? All right. So this is if you don't feel like coloring, you don't feel like stamping, you just need some butterflies. You can take that die, you can take that designer series paper, and voila, look at that. Ta-da! Okay, an even easier card. I didn't have to do any coloring on this one, right? I told you guys this set was unbelievable. Okay, I've got all these butterflies now to do something with. Okay, so then the standalone dies, I'm going to show you what they cut out. I didn't want to make you guys sit and watch me do a ton of cutting out. But then I took, I'll kind of show you what I did. Then I took these dies and this paper, and then I just like took these detailed butterflies and laid them on this and ran it through. You guys can see I've been playing a lot. Here's my box full of everything I've been cutting out, and let me show you what happens when you do that. So this is this paper, and there's the butterfly that came out of that paper. Isn't it pretty? So there's the other, a smaller one. So I just took all of these dies, laid it on this paper, and cut it out, and ended up with these beautiful butterflies. All right, and then I'll show you, it's got some other, so I also did this one, and I've used some of these butterflies, so I don't have all of them available to show you. Okay, but there's the butterflies that came out of that one. Fun, huh? So again, you know, it's just, and then I also cut some out of, let me find the other one. Where's it at? Did I already lose some of my designer series paper? There's there it is. So then again, I did the same thing. I used these detailed butterflies on this, and look how pretty that is. Guys, this is so easy, right? So easy. All right, so I'm gonna grab all of these flowers, these butterflies that I cut out, because as you can see, I've already got a box full of butterflies because I've been playing, and now I've got to make a bunch of cards with them, but that'll be later. Okay, so that's I just wanted to explain everything that the dies could do. Now, let me tell you what I've seen some people do, which is absolutely beautiful. I have seen some people take a butterfly like this that has been colored, and remember our gold leafing? I've seen them like just do the edges of the butterfly with gold leaf. I've also seen them cut out a detailed, like one of these butterflies in all black, and then put vellum behind it. So I'm not even showing you like a tenth of the ideas that are out there. But I'm going to show you where you can go to see all these ideas. Just stick with me till the end. All right. So I want to go ahead and show you, before I make the card, I want to show you some of the cards that I've already designed and made with this set so that you can see how it works. Okay, so this is my peekaboo card. And so this one on the back was the one that I stamped on the designer series paper. And then this is the one that I cut out again with the detailed die. And so I added the butterfly front to back. And then I used the designer series paper. And then this is a butterfly that I cut out of one of the designer series paper. This is a window sheet. And then here's the inside of the card. And again, I've got one of those detailed butterflies there. And I did that, made sure the sentiment was hidden behind that. So there's that card. Okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. I knew I wasn't showing you something. Okay. Let me pull this off of here. And I'm just going to do this on a 4 by 5 1/4. It does, if you're not going to use the Stamparatus, you do have to use our largest block. Let me see if I can get it out here. That's the one it fits on. But I did want to show you this because this was another really cool technique. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Whisper White. And then instead of inking it up, I am going to, I think I want to do the Mango Melody this time. So I'm going to take this Mango Melody. And again, you can mix colors in here. It works with colors too. I just want to show you the one color. So I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm just going to like dab it on the stamp. So I'm just going over it. And again, I'm starting with the lightest one. It's really pretty with just one color, but I do want to bring in another color here. So then you can do that. And then let's do I haven't tried the Bermuda Bay, so let's see how it looks. So now I'm going to come in with that Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to like not really hit it hard, but I just kind of want to hit some highlights on the butterflies. All right. And then let's stamp it and see what it looks like. I haven't done this one yet, so this will be a first for me. And it's not gonna, all of it's not gonna fit on this 4 by 5 1/4. Cool. So look what it did. Can you guys see it? So you can also blend on the actual stamp. Isn't that cool? I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it just brought out some of that, adding both colors to it. And then that's kind of my background for a card. And I'm going to show you a card that I made using I just did the Magenta Madness. Let me clean this off really quick. I don't know what I did with my, nope, that's not the wet one. Hopefully it's this one. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to clean that off. But there's just so many different techniques. You guys are getting a definitely technique class tonight. So many different techniques that you can use with these big stamps like this. Okay, so same thing as this. I'll set that aside to make a card with that. So let me show you the card I made with that. See I use the blender brush and see how I use that as my background paper. And then this is actually one of the ones that was cut out of the designer series paper. And then again, I stamped it down there as well. So here's a different card with that same set, making my own basically designer series paper. What do you guys think? You guys aren't commenting. Are we still awake? Okay, so this one was a pretty easy one. This one was basically just using the designer series paper and one of the butterflies that came out of that designer series paper. And I just, laid them down, wrapped a ribbon around the top. But notice how I actually stamped on the designer series paper here. And then I brought in a little butterfly here. And that's the inside of that card. You guys know I don't stamp a lot in my thank you cards. Okay, one last card to show you before we make a card. So this one, and this is what they look like if you cut them out of just cardstock. So those detailed dies, that's what it looks like. And then here's some of that natural touch paper. I added it to this one. And so I basically just cut out the little ones and then use the layering circle die to cut that out. I'm going to show you this. This is that message die that I'm going to show you in just a second. And then That's the inside. And this also came off of that same stamp set and die. Cool. Okay, so before we make our card, I'm going to show you this. So I've already stamped. Let me find it. So this is this stamp, the mini messages stamp. And so when you stamp it, it stamps all of these sentiments at the same time, which you might think, oh, you know, that would be a little hard to get all those cut out. Not so much. Because we have a die for that. You guys know me and my easy buttons. When I make cards, do I make them in quantity? No. I kind of do the one-of-a-kind thing. But, I mean, it depends on what I'm doing. Because I make cards for people sometimes, and they want all of the same cards. So, yes. But yeah, this set definitely would make it really easy to make it in quantities. So I'm going to show you the secret to this die. So this die lays down over this, but then trying to get it to line up so everything works can be a little bit difficult. But I want to show you something. When it stamps, it has a heart and like 3 stars. And so see how here's the 3 stars in the heart? You want to line it up, and don't just ignore the words. And as long as you get those hearts and those stars all lined up perfectly, then it will cut it out exactly how it's supposed to. And again, you would think you could just lay it down and it would just, boom, it's there. But because of the angles, okay, so I can see all of my 3 stars, and I can see my heart. Wait till you see this magic. Yeah, after this, Shanine, I may start making things in quantities. And then you're just going to run this through. Guys, this is just amazing. Wait till you see it. And this is that mini messages bundle. So let me move this out of the way. I'm so excited for you to see this. Okay, so I'm going to lift up the die. And not only does it cut it out, let me get this closer to you, but it cuts it out with, like, it's got stitching around it. It's got shapes around it. Aren't these fun? Look at this. So it's not just like plain Jane. So now I'm going to pull this up. I also have the little hearts and the stars. And guys, now I have all of these sentiments ready to go onto a card. I know, it just keeps getting better, right? I'm just so excited about this. Okay, I'm going to pull, because I'm using a couple of these. Which ones am I using? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm using these 2 for the card. But all of these other ones, like right now, I have them in a little bucket. But again, I'm just going to put them in a little box like you saw those butterflies. And I'm just going to keep them there. Because it's got like happy anniversary, thank you, happy birthday, congratulations. Anything that you can possibly think of is in this set. And so pretty much probably any card. I think it even has, like, yeah, because I did, I showed you my sympathy one. This came from that. So be strong, be brave, you've got this. And then on the inside, this is one of the ones, thinking of you with sympathy and prayers. So, I know, Shanine, isn't this amazing? It's like, woohoo! And I stamped it with the Stamparatus, so it stamped perfectly. Haha. Right? It's just a win-win-win all the way around. Okay, are you guys ready to make a card, finally? All right, so what I did is I put some of this together. And so this was a piece of Whisper White, cut it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm actually folding it so it opens like a book. And then I've already put my layers on the inside, And so this is 2 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 basic black, and then 4 by 5 1/4 white on top of that. All right, so we're going to put the front together because the inside is a little tricky, but it's awesome. Okay, and I have to give Sarah Sayers from the UK showed us this idea. And I'm gonna, okay, so let me put this up really quick. Do you see where it says blog at the very bottom? Guys, write this down because you will want to go to my blog today at stampandjuliebrown.blogspot.com, because I was in a blog hop with this set with demonstrators all over the all over the world. There's Australia, Canada, UK, and this idea, when I saw it, I just had to make it for you guys tonight. So you guys can, her name is Sarah Sayers, and she's from the UK, and of course I changed it up with the papers and stuff, but it was just an adorable idea, so I wanted to show it to you guys. But so if you go to my blog, it's called a blog hop. The way the blog hops work is that you'll go to my blog, you'll look at the card that I put on there, and then you scroll down and you'll see a list of names. And so you just need to click on either the first name, or you can click on the name after mine, and you can just keep clicking. Like each time you go into a blog, you get to see a new card made with this collection. It's amazing. Wait till you see what everybody did. It's just unbelievable. But like I said, I looked at this one and said, oh, I'm going to make that for them tonight. I was going to show you how to make that first one that I showed you. But I've showed you that technique before, and I haven't showed you this one. So I changed it up at the last minute and said, let me figure out how she did this card. And I will show all of my friends how to do this one. Sorry, I'm trying to get this lined up. It's really hard when I can't stick my head in the camera to make sure it's lined up straight, because I know you guys don't want to see my head. I need to start using my ruler. Okay, so this is the, it was the celebration paper. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys another great surprise. So remember, celebration ended. We're all sad, we know, because with a $50 order, you got free product. But guess what? I got extra product. So I am extending celebration as long as I can into March. So for every $50 order that you place with me, you can still get, if I have it, I don't have duplicates of everything, but if I have it, then you will still get a stamp set or paper. This is one of the papers that was available. So if after you see this, you decide you want it, and then you're going to place an order and it's $50, I'm going to add a stamp set or the paper. You just need to keep looking at your celebration catalog, because I know I have at least one duplicate of everything in there. But I do have, like, I have more of the paper, but I do have one of each stamp set as well. Are you guys excited? I should be seeing some yays, some loves, some likes. Come on now, guys. I actually, when I was buying my stuff in January and February, I was thinking about you guys, because we're used to having celebration for 3 months. And I thought, well, that's a bummer. They're used to being able to get stuff for 3 months. So I got extras for you. Okay, so that's the front of the card. So basically it was just like, oh, I forgot to tell you the sizes, huh? You might want to know that. So this one is 4 by 5 1/4. This one is, I believe it's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And this one, let me measure it. I forgot to write it down. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to see some happiness about the celebration stuff, ladies. Okay, so it's 2 1/2 by 4 is that one. So anyway, so celebration will continue until I am out of the celebration stuff. Okay, so this is the front of the card. So now I'm going to bring in all of these ones that I colored. And I did actually 2 sheets, so there's going to be a ton of butterflies here. And then for the front, what I want to do is I want to bring in this yellow butterfly. And I'm going to stick her right there. Yay! Thank you, Shanine. That's right. It's a party. Party, party. I'm excited. And like I said, of course, it's first come, first serve. And just so you guys know, this collection is also the same. It went live today. So today was the first time. I'm going to put up the whole collection. It was available today. I haven't looked at the inventory status to see if it's selling out, but it is while supplies last. So once they're out of this, it's gone. And until the annual catalog comes out. But I do not know. There was some speculation that maybe the designer series paper, we're not sure if all of that's going to be, they said the bundle was definitely going to be. Hey, Janet, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, I just love it when people come and join me. Because, you know, it's kind of sad when I talk to myself, right? Although I'm not going to tell you how much I do that anyway. So let's get, so then I'm putting some dimensionals, or you guys might, if you're not used to Stampin' Up terms, pop dots on the back of this little, and remember, this was the one that I just cut out of that, with that one stamp. And so we want to get that straight. And remember how I've taught you guys, don't push it down completely until it is where you want it. So that looks pretty straight to me. Okay, I'm going to come back in maybe and put another butterfly on the front. Let me see. We'll see. Right now I'm going to leave it like that because I have to build some butterflies here. This is kind of, I'm getting into some technical stuff here. Okay, so on the inside, we're going to make this so that the butterflies pop up. So, oh, thanks, Patty. Thank you for telling me it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 5 of my butterflies and I'm going to fold them in half. So I know I want those, and I think I'm going to go with the pink. And so I'm going to kind of do the same color on both sides. I know you guys don't know what I'm doing yet, but I know what I'm doing, I think. You guys are going to hope I know what I'm doing, right? Okay. So out of all of these that I colored with the Stampin' Blends, we are going to pick 5 of them. And I'm going to start kind of gluing just these top wings together, and this will take a little bit of time to dry. Not much, not bad. You know, this liquid glue does dry fairly quickly, but I can't like put the finished product together. But I did want to show you, you know, like I said, Sarah Sayers, I don't know if she has a video on hers. She was just in that blog hop with me, and I got to see this card. And so I kind of just read her directions and that's how I figured this out. And so I don't know, but she is from the UK. Like I said, the blog hop was all of us around the world. Okay, so, and then I'm going to kind of keep measuring like where I want my butterflies to make sure I don't, because I want to connect these in such a way that they're not going to go off my page. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with the green ones, and we're going to do the same thing. And you can see I'm just doing the tip of the butterfly. I'm just doing the very top tip here. And I am kind of folding these butterflies as I go, just to kind of make them be flexible, because they need to be a little flexible for this. Lord knows I'm not flexible, but but my butterflies need to be. All right, so then that's the other side, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I just need to hold it for just a second. So I'm glad you guys are being patient. You guys are going to love this card when it's done. It's so cool. See, I don't come up with all my own ideas. I do see ideas from other demonstrators and other people, and sometimes they are with Stampin' Up, and sometimes I just see a card that I like and I just make it my own. That's kind of what I did with this one. Okay, so once we have them connected, then what we want to do is we're going to be working with these green butterflies, or basically whichever ones you have on the edge. So I'm going to kind of pull them. And I'm going to try to keep this butterfly in the centered. So now I'm going to completely like put glue on this, this outside wing of this butterfly. Hey, Vanessa. Hope you're feeling good. So I'm going to kind of stretch that butterfly. And then I'm just going to like attach this wing. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, holding the center butterfly as you do this. This is where it'd be helpful to have, you know, several hands. But it's really not that hard. You guys are watching me do this, and it's not that hard. The biggest thing is to make sure we've got this guy kind of in the center. And then we're going to stretch that one out. And I've got to make sure that this is glued well. Because you'll see in just a second. And then as I'm waiting for that, I can kind of pull on these to make this, make him kind of lay down. So then what we're going to do, and hopefully that's dried enough, we're going to carefully close up our card. And this should be, sorry, he should kind of come up a little bit. So you want your butterfly, that's why you don't glue this center butterfly, because you want him to come up so that this will close. Okay. The first time closing it is a little difficult, but once you get it closed this first time, and this will be kind of bulky. All right, so see now that oh, his little antenna bent. I was being rough with him. So now, do you see how now it closes really easy? It was just getting that first bit. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in this other sentiment, and I'm going to glue it down here. Because, you know, I already stamped it with that big stamp, so I don't have to do another sentiment. Oh my goodness. Can you guys tell I'm a little excited tonight about these two sets? All right. Then I'm going to kind of look and see, because I want to get some more butterflies up here, because, you know, it's butterfly time. And so I think instead of putting one of these on the front, maybe not, I might still, because I kind of went farther this way, so I'm not sure if I want that to, yeah, that looks okay. All right, so we are going to then glue this butterfly down. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh my goodness, ladies, I'm so sad. I was going to put Wink Stella on these before I stuck them in here. Sadness. I can still do it, but it's a lot harder once they're in here. It would be much better to add the Wink of Stella when they look like this before you try to glue them all together. But I'll show you, for those of you that don't know what Wink of Stella is, it's a shiny bling. So then I have 4 extra butterflies that I can add to my little box over there. So this is Wink of Stella, and you have to shake it up. And then I'm just going to take my Wink of Stella, and I know this doesn't actually show really well on the camera, unfortunately. I'm going to see if I can get, but as you can see, it's a little hard to do since I glued these together. But I'm determined to get Wink of Stella on these butterflies because it just adds a little extra pizzazz to the card, right? Like we needed that anyway because this card. So sometimes you have to, I think this mine's almost out, so that's also not helping this situation. So to get it to come out, you squeeze it just a little bit, but you don't squeeze it real hard because this stuff actually comes out fairly quickly. And I usually don't put it over my card like I just did because just in case it has a burp and it spits out stuff. Okay, so let me see if I can get this close enough, or it's more at the right angle. Can you see the shiny? Oh, there it is. See the shiny? That's what the Wink of Stella does. It puts the shiny on the butterflies. All right, so guys, that card, I mean, look how beautiful this card was. And it really wasn't that hard to put together. So there's the front, and I'll put Wink of Stella on this one too. And then if you wanted to, like, you could take these little yellow butterflies, which I may do, and you could add, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to add one of those little yellow butterflies to the front as well. And then Wink of Stella these as well. See, how cute is that? Just added a little butterfly down there. Yes, Shanine, I know you like Wink of Stella. Okay, so look. So the happy birthday. Ta-da! Wishing you a year of magical moments and wonderful memories. Doesn't that go well with this butterfly card? So dang cute, right? Yay! Okay. So I'm going to put up the item numbers again for those of you that are in my group that actually order. Of course, if you're new and you want to order, please do so. But let me put this up. So hostess code is there. It's the ERWSAN99. And then, of course, you go to juliebrown.stampinup.net to order. Do you guys see the blog at the bottom? Go to my blog. I'm going to see if I can share my screen with you really quick. I forgot to set it up ahead of time, so I don't know if it's going to recognize it right now. But give me a second and see while I'm leaving that up there for you guys. I'm going to see if it's going to, oh, it did. Yay, I'm so happy. Okay. So I want to show you what I'm talking about with a blog hop, because I'm telling you guys, you definitely want to do this. Okay, so if you've got all that written down, and then I want to show you again, guys, so there's several ways. Let me bring this in. So this is the flyer on that beautiful bouquet. It started being available today. So you can buy the whole collection, which was everything that I used tonight, besides that mini messages. That's a separate bundle. But the collection comes with the designer series paper, that natural touch paper, and the stamp and the dies. Okay, and so they have one number for that, and that is this number. So thank you guys for being patient with me that are just here watching cards, but I do need to give this information out. Okay, so if you want just the bundle, it's that number. 155821. If you want just the designer series paper, it is that number. And again, you guys can, this is going to be recorded, so you can go back and look at it to get these numbers. And then this is that natural touch, which is that brown, really cool paper. But the best deal is just to buy the whole collection, and then you get it all. And that's that number. Okay, so now let me show you what blog hopping is. So I've gone to my blog. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. So here's my blog. And this is the one that I did, which it was kind of like the window one that I showed you, but I used some different colors. But the most important thing is you go through, you look at the blogs, and then see this list down here at the bottom. Let me show you how easy blog hopping is. It's best if you start after the, so here's me. So it's best if you go to the one after me, and then it basically what will happen is you will get to the bottom of the list, and once you get here, then you can go up to 1, or you can just start at 1, whichever you want to do. So once I click on this, look what it's going to do. It takes me right to her blog, and this is Kylie Pertucci. She's from Australia. And look at the card she made. Guys, and I believe there is, let me look at the list again. There are 52 cards. Not all have instructions, okay? But this is where she used the black, and then she put the vellum. And then look at this. I wanted to point this out to you. That same stamp set, she stamped it with Versamark, and then she put the white embossing powder and heated it up. And so then she also has the same sentiments on black. Okay, so let me see. There are 47 cards that you can go. So once you're at Kylie's, then you just click on the next person, and voila, here comes the next set. So I hope you guys will go to my blog. It's the stampinjulieBrown.blogspot.com. And have fun hopping through all of those blog hops. And if you do get on my blog, please follow me, guys. Put your email in where it says follow me, so that anytime I add cards all the time to my blog. A lot of the cards that you'll see tonight eventually will get on my blog with directions for you guys. So, if you guys like to make cards, and it's okay if you don't want to purchase anything from Stampin' Up or me, but it's all about just using what you have. But these cards will give you ideas, especially if you have some butterfly stamps at home. So these are just really cute. So enjoy the blog hop and have fun. And I appreciate all of you guys being here tonight. I hope you had as much fun as I did, because I always have a good time because I love what I'm doing. And also please check out, is it on my blog? It's not. So just so you guys know, I am having classes this month. I am doing in-person classes. So if you guys would like to come to a card making class, again, no purchase necessary. There is a $10 class fee, and we will be making 3 cards. And so that is going to be so I have one class at 10 o'clock on Thursday, March 11th, one class at 5:30 on, Thursday, March 11th, and then a class on March 13th, which is Saturday at 10 o'clock. I'm only letting 4 to possibly 5 people come, because I'm still trying to keep everybody 6 feet apart. But I am taking a lot of good COVID precautions. So if you want to get out, you want to come have some fun and play, please do. But you do need to let me know soon if that's something that you would be interested in doing, because I have to make card kits ahead of time. And I do not make a lot of extra card kits, because then I end up making a bunch of cards that I've already made. Kind of like Shanine asked me earlier, do I make a lot of duplicates or quantity cards? And I don't. I just kind of usually do one at a time. So anyway, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Again, consider coming and taking a card class from me if you're in this area. For those of you that aren't in the area, I'm sorry. I am doing online classes too. So if that's something that you want to get going, even if you're out of state, I can still ship you the information. The only issue with the online classes is that you need to buy the stamp set that I'm using. You could use one of your own stamp sets as well, but it's a lot easier if you have the same stamp set that I'm using. So anyway, Everybody have a good night, and thanks for joining me. I know I went really fast, but I hope you guys learned something tonight, and I appreciate everybody's time because time is precious. So everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.